forward to getting after it and playing great this week.
Are you healthy?
Yeah, I feel great.
Corbin Smith.
Hey, Ross, a bit of an existential question here that's kind of been driving the football community nuts for several years. Do running backs really matter? We've seen what's happened the last few weeks without Chris Carson being out there, how that's impacted the offense. From your perspective, there's data out there that suggests running backs aren't as big of a deal value-wise for NFL offenses. But from your perspective, being under center, having played with some really good running backs, how important do you think it is to have a top 5, top 10 guy back there like Carson? And do you notice a tangible effect on how play action operates when you've got a player like that behind you?
I think anytime you have a great player, no matter what position it is, I think you always want to have those guys. Obviously Chris Carson is one of the best players in the game. He's been phenomenal when he's in there. And anytime you have a guy like that who can make plays, can catch the ball, run the ball, physical and protection, all that kind of stuff, all the things he can do. You want a guy like that on your team. You want great players as many times you can find them, and he's definitely one of those guys. He's one of the best, one of my favorite teammates, how hard he plays. So that's always a good thing to have a guy like that out there for sure.
Masvida.
Yeah. Hey, Russ, just asking about Freddie Swain. He only got 4 targets, but, he caught 3 of those. And I'm just wondering if you're seeing an emergence there of his play.
Yeah, Swain's been playing great. He's been so locked in. He's worked extremely, extremely hard. Obviously, you see him in the rotation quite a bit. He's extremely confident. He's a tremendous player, and to have a rookie like that who can, he doesn't have the mentality like a rookie. He's a pro in terms of his preparation, how he goes after it. I think he was a little dinged up last week, and he just fought through it and kept playing, kept practicing, ready to roll. And so that was a great thing just to see his emergence as he's continued to grow and make plays for us.
Michael Sean.
Hey, Russ, growing up, how close were you and Harrison, and what was the significance of your relationship?
My brother, you mean?
Yeah, your brother,
yeah. My dad and I. Yeah. My brother and I were super close. My brother and I, we grew up. We grew up in a cul-de-sac, and we had like this. We had this fence in the backyard. We used to always play baseball on and play late at night. We used to put those little construction lights up on the backyard, and we'd play all the way through the night till 2:30 of the night. We played basketball all day, all night. My brother was 6 years older than me, and to have a brother who was so competitive, so athletic as well. And I used to go to his college football games and be on the sidelines. I used to be the ball boy on the sidelines at University of Richmond games, and throw with him, pregame, after the game, all that kind of stuff. And I just remember how close. We're still super close. Obviously we do business together with Limitless Minds and all that, but my brother's means the world to me. And so he's definitely one of my best friends in the world. He's everything to me. And he really taught me how to play the game. He pushed me, challenged me every day. He didn't take it easy on me either. We used to play so hard against each other. He never took it easy on me. We always had fun playing, and so anytime, I get to see his daughters and his family and everything else, it's such a blessing. And just to have kids, we have 3 kids, and he has 3 kids, so it's always fun. It's in the house, especially around the holidays or whenever we get around each other in the summertime. It's always a blessing, that's for sure.
Did he shape how competitive you are?
Yeah, I think so. He helped that for sure. I think that you're kind of born with it, I believe. But you also, it's also nurtured. Throughout your life. And I always played up. That was the thing. I was always playing up. I was always playing 5, 6, 7 years older than me. When I was in middle school, I was playing. When I was in 8th grade, I was playing varsity baseball. When I was in lower school, I would be playing the middle school 8th and 9th graders in basketball, after school and all that kind of stuff. And and so it was always a blast, And then my brother he really, like you asked, he really taught me that competitive edge. My dad did too, my mom, as well. But my brother, we actually competed against each other, and I could play a little bit. So it was one of those things that I would be on his team a lot of the times, and we'd go after it if we were playing a group of people, or I would just go watch him all the time. And he played so hard all the time. He was so talented. My brother, I think my brother's one wish, and if he could do it all over again, is he played quarterback. He was a receiver. He could really spin it, though. He could really throw the ball really well. and but he always got the ball. They always handed him the ball or threw it to him, and but he could spin it a good 50, 60, 70 yards almost. So he was a good quarterback for sure. He played center field and all that, so he had a great arm.
Thanks.
Yep.
Bob Condotta?
Yeah, Russell, teams have had a lot of success bringing pressure against you guys the last few weeks and all of that, and Arizona probably will again. I think they're third in blitz rate in the NFL this year. Just what do you think you guys got to do to tighten up against that a little bit?
Yeah, we got to be clean against the blitz. I think we got to be really clean against it. I think that's the key thing for us, just in general, and when they do pressure. That's for any team. That's not just us. That's any team in the NFL, that's the number one rule. You got to be clean against the blitz. So we got to make sure that we do that this week. Obviously, they're great at it. They're tremendous at it. Their coach is, unbelievable at the other pressure stuff, and they got a great defense. They got a lot of respect for them. So we got to be ready for that for sure.
Brady.
Russ, do you remember the last time, if ever, you were on a team that lost 3 straight games, if that's ever happened?
I don't ever think about that. I don't ever think about it. That's not my I don't ever think that way.
What we don't see you guys lose 2 straight very often. What is the what kind of vibe have you sensed in the locker room this week?
We've been super upbeat. Obviously we've had some tough challenges along the way, but everybody's upbeat. Everybody has great belief. There's no doubt that we're talented. There's no doubt that we can do some great things. There's no doubt that we're going to continue to do great things, and that's what we're excited about. We're excited about this opportunity. Every week it has this new history of its own. Every game tells its own story. Every game has a new history, and you got to treat it that way. You can't say 1-0 this week and say it when you're winning and not say it when you're not winning. So it's one of those things that you got to stay true. And I think that's the thing that we've always been focused on, and just we're looking forward to this matchup. We're looking forward to this challenge. They're a great football team. They're playing great. We haven't been playing our best the past couple weeks, but we'll get back on to playing our best, and we're looking forward to a great matchup. It's always a great matchup between us and the Cardinals, so we know that.
Thanks.
Yep.
Adam.
Yeah, Russ, I'm just curious what the conversations are like between you and DK after a tough game for him, tough game for obviously the offense overall on Sunday. What are those conversations like the last couple of days?
It's been great. We sat on the plane, watched tons of film together. We watched the past game we had. We watched Arizona game and all that kind of stuff, and just trying to get ready for this week. He's so focused. He's such a great player. We want to be able to have him make plays for us and do all the great things that he can do. And the good thing is we have so many great receivers. Tyler, last time we played these guys, had a great game, and we got so many guys that can make plays. And so we definitely want to get the ball to DK Metcalf. Obviously, he's so special.
Jackie?
Hey, Russ, you touched on it a little bit, but in the event that you can get either Carlos or Chris Carson back for this game, having one of them in the backfield, what does that open up for you and the offense?
Well, I think they're such great runners. Those guys have rushed for 1,000+ yards before many times, and they've done some special things, and they're so physical, short yardage situations, all those different things that they can do. They're just great, and I think DJ Dallas has done a really good job for us. He stepped in as a rookie, has made great plays for us. So you don't want to discredit what he's been doing too. He's been really, really key for us. He made some great catches last week. He, has ran the ball well. AC has stepped in and ran the ball well. But guys like Carlos and Chris, they've played so much ball and so much experience of it all, and just to have that plethora of running backs in the backfield is always a great thing for us, and to have that stable just coming in and coming out.
Greg Bell.
Hi, Russ.
What's up, Greg?
Drafted by the Globetrotters. Does that mean
Say again?
you got drafted by the Globetrotters? Is that right? When do you start playing for them?
That's probably the worst draft pick they've ever in history. But no, it's pretty cool. Just obviously, I remember watching the Globetrotters in Richmond, Virginia. Going to see them. I can't wait to take my kids to go. Once this whole COVID thing gets out the way, I can't wait to take my kids to go see them play. It's always a cool thing, obviously, and just being around them. I remember last time the Globetrotters came in town, we had the trick shots and all that kind of stuff, and I got to throw the ball at the football at the spinning, the ball spin on their fingers and stuff like that, on their heads and all that kind of stuff, and I think they were shocked. So it was a fun time. So I think that's maybe why I got drafted.
Russ, what did you do and say in the locker room after the game, on the plane ride home, and what's your message been to your teammates since the Rams?
I think the same message, I kind of talked to you guys about, and I think that, anytime you want to be great, anytime there's greatness in store, anytime that, you want to, anytime a team or player or anything wants to be on top of a mountain, you may slip and fall a little bit, and you just keep climbing. And I think Vince Lombardi said something about that one time. I think he talked about just, the man who's on top of the mountain didn't just get there, and it's so true. I think that as a team, there's always challenges. I mean, I take it back to 2012 to now. There's always challenges throughout the year, and the team that can weather the storm, weather the highs, weather the lows, continue to keep your mind high in terms of confidence and everything else. The guys that can keep getting up and keep swinging. Those are the players and those are the teams that keep overcoming. And what I do know about myself, I'm an overcomer. I'm a guy that just, I've been doubted before. One thing about me is, I'm going to keep swinging like I told you guys. And I think as a team too, we're going to keep going for it. We're going to keep making plays. We're going to keep doing our best. We're doing everything we can to prepare at the highest level. And I think you just eliminate some of the simple mistakes. I think that's the simple part of it. But you don't get misconstrued on what you've done before in the past and what you've been doing all season so far. And so I think for us is just getting right back in alignment and just keep believing, keep speaking great language. Stay neutral in the midst of it all and keep going for it. So that's kind of stuff we've been talking about.
Who's doubting you?
I don't know. I don't pay attention to much. So I just, at the end of the day, I just mean as a team and everything else. It's easy to doubt when you lose a game or you lose a moment. That's the easy thing to do. The challenging thing to do is, as a player, as an individual, anything in life really. When you go through tough times, how do you keep believing? How do you keep getting back in alignment? With all that. And so, I think for us, just knowing who we are. I know, for me. In particular, continue to have great language and knowing who I am and what I've done, and continue to believe in that. And I think that if you ask any great baseball player, any great shooter, any great quarterback, there's always tough challenges amongst